Good to have everybody. We'll get started in just a minute. There's nothing better that I know of other than fellowship with the Lord, genuine fellowship with the Lord, that is better than feeling better. You'll notice that after you have a perfect day, no matter how long you've been gone, when you finally complete that perfect day, you're like, why did I ever leave this? You just feel better. Don't let look at that big smile, Beth, a beautiful smile. Don't let that old diet devil convince you to rationalize not taking care of your health. It's just never worth it. You'll never eat a Dorito that's worth it. Never. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. All right, as we get started here, lots of things going on, lots. Challenges everywhere, live classes everywhere. So let's bring it back home for a minute, because there's never, because y'all are the members of the program, there's never a right way to do this. After 20 years, I will promise our members, I have tried almost everything. I've tried scarcity. I've tried more classes. And the thing is, everybody's at a different place in the journey. And there's always too much information coming from us or not enough. There's never the perfect sweet spot. So what I want to say is, never let that confuse you. Anytime that you get out of balance and you're looking for your way back, notice there's a lot of people this week that haven't been here for a while. They're coming back and they're like, it's confusing. Things has changed. It's not really changing that much. And if anything, there's more stuff going on. It's kind of like back in the day when I was with Thrive and they were going to do these TV DVDs and stuff, and I was going gray. Can't believe I listened to them. They made me dye my hair. And I felt like I looked like a vampire. But anyway, they filmed these videos. The videos will crack you up. I still got them somewhere. But I had black hair. And I kept it that way for a year. And then when all that Thrive, when it went away, I said, I'm not ever doing that again. And I let my hair, it got all that dye out of it, is when I had hair. And I had turned gray. And it was funny, what people didn't realize, I was going gray all year, but they couldn't see me going gray all year. So it wasn't, it wasn't gradual. It was like overnight I had went gray-headed, and people said, Lord, that company's taking its toll on you. You went gray-headed overnight. And my whole point is, if you've been away from shibboleth for a while, there's been subtle changes, but for the most part, things have been made better. So when the diet devil's saying, oh, it's too confusing, just say, do this, go, blah, 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 liar. Did you know that the devil, I'll give you this before we get into lesson 7 of Journey. Did you know the devil is so weak? We give him so much power, he don't even have the keys to his own kingdom. Did y'all know that? I was reading the other day, we've been given the keys. He don't even have the keys. Why do we give him power? So, goodness, we don't have to give him any power. Let's just sober up, be sober-minded, and know, all right, time to get back to shibboleth. Where am I going to start? I'm going to go through fast track. Why not? Been through it 10 times, so what? Go through it again. I go through it every week. Go through it again. Get your wits about you, and then come into the journey with us. Every 10 videos you watch, you earn another digit in your journey badge, signifying you've completed more. You can always come back with shibboleth, because we have a mode. You start with fast track, and then we go from there. You'll never need anything but fast track. I need to quit saying that, because I need you to keep coming. but you'll never need anything but fast track. That's how I lost most of my weight. It's not how I reached my ultimate goals, but I reached 80% of my goal and come off prescriptions with just fast track. So come back to that. A lot of people will say, I don't do good with the recordings. We're live right now. If you're in the Eastern Standard Time, I'm sitting with you right now. And if you're in Central Time, you're an hour behind, but it's at the same time. Our spirits are connected. Only thing we can't do right now is give one another a hug. So we're together. This is live coaching, 12 to 20 times a week. All your questions, if you'll ask them, get answered. Don't listen to the diet devil, okay? So this is our shibboleth journey. We're going to do lesson 7 today. But before we get into that, I know some people have to leave early. Are there any questions for me? Anything that you need to know, challenged with, need help with, so that we can get you the help before we get into our lesson today?
There's only one thing I was going to ask you, and that was my back injury, the collagen. I know it don't have anything to do with journey, but I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was wondering, sorry, if I took it in the mornings, would it help as I go through the day? I usually always take my collagen at night about 9 or 10 o'clock. So if I move it to in the morning or even take it twice a day, will it help with my back injury? Will it help with recovery faster?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm battling sciatica. I take a serving a day. Typically, I prefer it at night, but I take right now 2 servings a day because of my sciatica, and it does definitely help. You're giving your body what it needs to recover on a cellular level, and then you're also giving your brain what it needs so it can produce more of the recovery, what I call the longevity hormones at night. You'll hear it in the industry called anti-aging hormones. There's no such thing as not aging, but longevity for sure. So yeah, it will definitely help.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was needing to know, or if there was anything else that I needed to,
Well, you're still taking peak performance?
Yes, total health.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It will help as much, if not more, than the collagen because it's got all that cellular tissue regenerative micronutrition in it.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's just what I needed to know. It's been a rough journey.
Yeah. And
Okay.
when you get up to it, work on. I know you're not ready yet because of the pain that you're in, but a good walking routine.
Yeah, I've been getting up and walking, like I can't sit here for an hour, and then I'm up. And if I take it all the way through the house, like at least 5 minutes, or I've even been using my peddler, my bicycle peddler, getting
Hmm.
on it because I'm not, doing this number on the bicycle. So I've been using it for 5 minutes.
Perfect. And a good stretching routine. A
Okay,
good stretching.
I've got to stretch a minute. So do it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, didn't about the
No,
class.
you're good. And as soon as I get out of this third shift job, I'm gonna start those early morning exercise things back up.
Good, good, good. All right. Yay. Looking
Yeah,
forward to that.
yeah. We
Thank
we
you so much, Travis, for everything that you do.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Really,
supporting us.
you have went above and beyond what you used to do, I don't care what people say. You can tell you're on here to help us and you can tell it. You have your heart, your soul, your mind, your spirit. God is leading you here to help all of us. So praise God. And yes, I'm praising God for everything that's happening.
I
Good.
I appreciate that much. Y'all keep praying for us. That means a lot to me. So
We
thank you.
are. We are. We all are. And we love you, Travis.
Love you too. Love you too. I'm here, try to be here for y'all. If I let you down, just forgive me and let me
No,
know.
everybody's human. Everybody's, people are going to be, people are going to say bad things. That's just the way they are. They are having trouble with themselves. It's not you. Believe me. You have given us everything, and we know it. We all know it, and we
Bless,
all love you.
blessed be the name of the Lord. Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
Thank y'all for that.
We see you, Travis. You know what I'm saying? We see you. We actually see you. We know where your heart is and where your love is, and it's for people, and it's for, it's for helping us to get out of where we are and to see where we are. So I'll get off of here now.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna cry, so I'm gonna change subjects. Thank you, though. I needed that more than
All
you.
right, love you.
Love you too.
I agree with Joy Beth that I'll change the subject. What is everyone mixing with their collagen? I'm having a little bit of trouble with the taste.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, Kelly, and I'll let other people weigh in. You're not the only one that says that. I don't taste it, and maybe I still have ramifications from COVID several years ago.
Hmm.
I don't taste it at all, but here's what I mix it with. I mix it with, I don't like it so much in my coffee, though I'll do it. And I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't. I like it with my Spark. I like it with Zip Slim. I like it with Ocean Spray Diet. I like it with Kettle and Fire Bone Broth. So any shibboleth approved beverage. And if you don't like the texture, maybe add more shibboleth approved beverage because they're freebie and they're not going to hurt you. But I mix it with those. What about y'all? Lisa says lemon power packet in the
I've
bake.
been mixing it. I've been mixing it with Ocean Spray Diet crayon pineapple because it has like a pineapple-y something flavor to me. So that's just it's just not getting it. I'm having a hard time getting it down. So I just don't like the taste of it.
Yeah. Another thing that I've done that I like is I'll take Greek plain yogurt
Hmm.
and I'll mix it with Spark, strawberry Spark, and I'll put my collagen in there, and I don't taste it that way either.
Okay.
I put
And
it in
what
water.
flavor?
I
Put it
put
in
it in
water.
water and squirt a little in my apple cider vinegar, my tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in with it because it's sharp. And then I squirt just a tiny bit of the Crystal Light, the little squirty bottle.
Hmm.
Just squirt just a little bit of that in it and just drink it down.
Yeah. Okay. What flavor of Zip Slim do you have, Travis, that
I
you
have
use?
both of them.
Okay. I have the limeade, cherry limeade.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
that.
I'll play around with it.
I have that other one too. I don't even know the name. I just have them both plus Boom. And then there's some other ideas here. Liza says mellow out and H2O. Lisa Young, Activate C, mellow out, and that's how I do it in the evening before bed. I will do it with mellow out, and then I mix a little bit of Ocean Spray Diet in there because the mellow out's kind of faint. I've done that. Make sure you have at least 12 ounces of water. Cheryl says use about 16 to 20 ounce Diet cranberry with, and if you can keep adjusting your palate to it, it's so beneficial. Kelly, it's not a placebo effect. If you will be consistent with that collagen, you will notice a distinct difference with your skin, your hair, your nails, your gut health, your sleep, your deep sleep. It's pretty amazing, and you're getting that amazing antioxidant too that I can't find in any other collagen. So keep
Okay.
working on it. It's worth it.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, we're going to jump in here to the journey. We're starting to, we have our beginner fast track. intermediate is journey, and then you have basically advanced. That's our partners in Faithfully Fit, folks. So we're going to jump in here and take up where we left off with level 7. This is also a time of fellowship. So as the video's playing, we're not going to just listen to me long-windedly talk. We'll pause and unpack things. So if you need to stop, if you want me to stop and you have a question about something, we'll just let me know to stop, and we'll stop. So we're going to lesson 6.1, probably still more on amino acids and such. So we'll just get started. Whoops. It's not working again. I cracked myself up. By the time I think I got this figured out, it happens again. All right, Lisa, are we still working on that, by the way, with Sergey, how to fix that? 6.1, here we go. All right. Very best meal replacement bar on planet Earth. So before I even get into that, weight loss coaches and folks like me in general talk a lot about fat-burning foods. Fat-burning foods. Foods, that indicates that there's food that burns fat. That's a common mantra that you hear in weight loss programs, in bodybuilding magazines, etc. Fat-burning foods. In fact, there's really no such thing as a fat-burning food. There are foods that support us when we're in a efficient fat-burning mode, and then there are foods that don't. There are foods that cause a lot of blood flow to the digestive system so that we expend more energy, and I guess that's the closest thing you could say. All right, this is a good place to start talking. There kind of is fat-burning foods, and there's kind of not fat-burning foods. And if you had to choose a route, it's really just hyperbole. Anytime somebody says this thing with calories burns fat, I say it, anybody says it, the whole industry says it, that's not really true. Food doesn't burn fat. Food, different types of food, can support fat burning if you're already in a calorie deficit. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter what quality of food you're eating, how high quality it is. If it has calories, then it either supports fat burning or it doesn't. So when I say that a Quest bar is a bar that burns fat, I'm exaggerating, really, I'm lying. There's nothing, no food with calories that burns fat. But does a Quest bar support fat burning? It does, because when I consume it, I'm preserving muscle, which means I'm preserving metabolism. The fiber and the protein helps either stabilize or even lower my blood sugar. I get less resultant insulin. The lower levels of insulin that I maintain daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, the more fat burn I'll experience while in a calorie deficit. Does that make sense? Now, there are things like fat burners, like this is Nutritherm, right? It doesn't, I look at the label, there's no calories. A lot of times these so-called metabolic enhancers, fat burners, they have ingredients that have been proven to elevate metabolism and help you burn more fat, but they're packaged with sugar or fat. That they can make that claim because there's an ingredient in there that has been shown to elevate the number of calories you burn at rest. But it's surrounded by junk that just watered all that down. So you have to be careful. So this one, there's no calories, and it's an absorbable form of green coffee, green tea, and capsicum. all known things that elevate metabolism. But how much? Well, if you're burning 70 calories an hour because the amount of muscle on your frame, and you've got a strong metabolism, now maybe you burn 75 calories an hour because you're consistently taking something that elevates heat. When we eat a red column meal, the reason that we will tease and say those are fat burning meals, they support fat burning, and in fact, they elevate the number of calories you're burning per hour because they require so much blood flow to the digestive system. So there's things that support fat burning is the point of what I'm saying in that video. Does that make sense so far? And I'll keep saying it. The whole industry says it, but nothing burns fat except for calorie deficit. And then you can multiply that exponentially with insulin control. Does that make sense, everybody? No calorie deficit. You could eat these so-called fat-burning foods all day. And if your baseline metabolic rate is 1,500 calories a day and you eat 3,000 calories a day of fat-burning foods, you ain't burning no fat. You're going to put on fat. It's all a marketing ploy and lie. This food is fat burning, meaning that you're consuming it, and while you're in efficient fat burning mode, your body has to tap in to stored energy in the form of fat to even break that food down. So you can make the case that a food is a fat burning food that way, but really we have to watch every single calorie. And I like meal replacements for people who are trying to lose weight, because if it's shibboleth approved, it takes the guesswork out. It can get you laser lock focused on your goals till you get the weight off. It can supply adequate protein without me having to worry about what's on your plate. And it's automatically portion controlled so that staying in a calorie deficit more easily. Study after study shows that when people estimate their calories, they generally speaking underestimate by 400 plus calories a day. So a lot of folks can be frustrated thinking they're in a calorie deficit when because of how they're putting the food on their plate. Okay, so let's talk about that. So when we're talking about the number of calories you need in a day to maintain, for almost everybody here, it's your ideal weight times 10. So if my ideal weight is 200, 200 times 10 is 2,000. You'll notice that I say we're ideal weight times 8 during the weight loss phase. We do that for a few reasons. Number one, everybody underestimates their calorie consumption for the day. Nutrition labels they're allowed to over or underestimate calories by a certain percentage on the label. Do you think they overestimate or underestimate? They under. If they have an allowance, they're not going to say this has more in it than it does. They're going to say it has less. So we generally speaking, we underestimate. And a lot of times we'll eat something, 25 calories here, 30 calories. We're not even counting it. So I do ideal weight times 8. I also like doing that because when I started at over 300 pounds, I hit a plateau at 260 pounds. And the reason I did is because I was operating in a calorie deficit. I was eating like a 260-pound man. And I wanted to be under 200 pounds, but I was eating. I had went back down on my calories, so I plateaued at that level. Then it was more difficult for me to get back going because I had gotten in a habit of eating a certain way and I'd had success with it, and I didn't want to change anything. So then I did it, and I adjusted calories and portions, and I hit 220 and plateaued there for years. I really believe that it's best, whatever your ideal weight is, that you begin, no matter what weight you are, eating for the size that you want to be, because you're going ahead and you're building good habits that are going to be easily maintainable when you get there, because that's what you've been doing. There's 3,500 calories stored in 1 pound of fat. You're not getting off pounds of fat a day, no matter what you do. When you're losing pounds, when you're gaining pounds, things are not working optimally. That is really a sign of inconsistency. When we get that water weight and glucose off, and we're gaining the way things should be after your first month with shibboleth, you're now losing almost all fat, and it's coming off in ounces. And like Monday, you lost a half a pound. You lost 8 ounces. Tuesday, you put back on 3 ounces. The next day, you lost 4 ounces. The next day, you put back on 5 ounces. The next day, you lost 6 ounces. And it's this, now you're losing fat, okay? So take a look. The truth will set us free. We may not like the truth, but it'll set us free and save us time. This is 1 pound of fat. When I tell someone that you can lose 1/6 of a pound of fat daily on this program, they go, that's slow. That is fast. Imagine every day when you're no longer losing just water and glucose. Imagine, see where my hands are? That's 1/6 of a pound of fat. Imagine, visualize this little chunk falling off your thigh today. This little chunk falling off your back today. This little chunk falling off your butt. And that's when it gets good. And you're like, I'm not losing a lot of pounds, but my clothes are falling off. The other day, I think it was Sandy. I know Sandy's done it. I think Cindy did it, said, this is the inches I've lost. That was so refreshing to see you do that. That's more important than the weight and your percentage of body weight. You can lose 10% of your body weight in your first month or your first month back. You should count on that with any close adherence to the program. But on your 5th week, we start looking at 1%. We want 1% of our body weight lost per week until we get down to that last few. Then we're going to have to start walking and stuff to keep up with the 1%, or it'll be about 0.5%. So these are the things we think. Now watch, it's the typical story of the tortoise and the hare. Everybody loves to come out of the gate strong. They love to lose 10 pounds in a week. It's exciting. And then they go, I'll be all right now. I got this. I lost 10 pounds this week. This year, I'm on pace to lose 500 pounds. This is easy. And then the tortoise is just steady as a clock, right? So that tortoise is going to win every time, following your rules. Water, journal, food combining portions, and time. You'll beat that one that's coming. How many times? And I've been in that group too. I'm not knocking them. How many times have I lost the 10 and gained it back? Lost the 10 and gained it back. Oh, it's much better, Beth, just to say, all right, this is how I'm a living, and I'm married to it, and everybody else will still be going in a circle. But at the end of the year, you'll be where you want to be. And they'll go, how'd you do that? And you'll say dedication, commitment, ideals, awareness, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's how we lose it and keep it off. Any questions about any of that? What do y'all think about that before we continue? Anybody have anything? I'll give you a chance to fellowship too. Anybody?
Well, I came into class a little bit late, but the numbers you were talking about, lose 8, gain 3 ounces, up 4, down 2 ounces, I could have sworn you were reading in my journal. And so you and I just had this conversation the other day. So when I lose 6 ounces and I get up the next morning and I've put on 8, what is that? Is it water? Is it glucose?
Yeah.
Is it, I mean, did I put that amount of fat back on? And I know that's not true because I stayed in efficient fat burning. So
Yeah.
what is it?
So listen to this and it'll change your life. There's a lot more I'd like to add to this, but for time's sake, I won't. So visualize a quart of water. Okay, now visualize a half a quart of water. That's more than 1 pound. So if we know, now we have to know that we're in a calorie deficit. We have to know that we're controlling insulin. Every carbohydrate gram that I eat latches itself on to 2 to 3 times its weight in water. So if we're eating approved bread, etc. In the beginning, you're losing so much water, it's just you having loss after loss after loss. After you get into the program, you have to be in a calorie deficit and controlling insulin. So if I can use this whiteboard without somebody, well, I still have not figured out, Lisa, how to do this. Now with everybody writing on my whiteboard. Don't write on my whiteboard. So there's 3,500 calories stored in a pound of fat, right, Cindy?
Yes.
What is your ideal weight?
165.
165. And we're going to do that times 8. So 5, 15, 7, 0. Oh, I ain't even doing good math there. Sorry. 7. What am I doing, Travis? I can't do math today, and I'm usually good at this. What am I doing? I say 8 times 165. So 40. Okay. So you need to be at 1,320 calories or less, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say that I don't know the current weight. I'm just going to say hypothetically, let's say that your current weight.
I don't care. I weigh 276.2 pounds this morning.
Okay. So you need 2,700 calories a day, 2,700 to maintain your current weight. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So you're at 1,320 or less. Let's say because you're doing OMAD, you're only at 800. Are you with me?
Yes.
Let's pretend. That means that you are take 800 from 2,700, you're at a 1,900 calorie deficit per day. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So 1,900 will go into 3,500 calories, not even 2 times. So about once every 2 days, you should be losing about a pound of fat. So stay with me. So that means every week you should be losing about 3 pounds. How long have you been doing the program? Started back?
February the 15th.
February the 15th. So March, April, May, June. You've been doing it 4 months. How much have you lost?
Almost 67 pounds.
So in 16 weeks, you've lost 67 pounds. That will go into that 2, 3, what about 4 times, something like that? Yeah. So you've lost on average 4 pounds per week. So you haven't even got to a point where you've reached balance until that number gets to about 3 pounds a day.
3 pounds a day?
No, I mean 3 pounds a week. You've been averaging more because you started off losing a lot of water. You have been averaging more than what you should have been averaging because there was so much fluid earlier on. If you'll continue with the percentage thought, but now watch. What about this week? Okay. you're losing, if you're following what I just said, you should be losing about 3 pounds per week. That is a little bit more than a quart of water. So if in your week, being a female, you're inflamed, it's that time of month, your estrogen's off, anything like that, if you're even holding on to an extra quart and a half of water, which is nothing, it's going to mask your fat loss results. So if you lost 3 pounds of fat, but you're holding on to a quart and a half of water, you're not going to see that until that water's shed. But your
Sorry,
body,
I got somebody coming in.
oh, you're good. Your body's still feeling it.
There.
Though. You lost the inches. And she's getting like well over 10,000 steps now, Beth. Yeah, per day. Anybody, I know that math stuff confuses folks, but do y'all hear what I'm saying? There's more than 8 pounds in 1 gallon of water. And ladies, if you're losing 1 pound of body fat a week, which is terrific, 52 pounds a year, water fluctuations sometimes can be discouraging but it's just part of your body being optimized. That happens. Just a pound, I mean, just a quart of water could mask your results and then you give up. Now, what you do have to know is you have to know that you're in a calorie deficit and controlling insulin. Then you don't worry about that. That's going to take care of itself. Make sure you're journaling so that if you think you're doing everything right and you plateau for 2 or 3 weeks, that you're able to come and look at it with me and me have an accurate journal to look at so we can fix it. But she's averaged more per week than what she was supposed to. So what happens is we might have 2 or 3 weeks where it's sluggish, happens to everybody on the journey, and we like take a Polaroid picture of that small time frame and we forget about all the other. Your weight loss journey is going to be like hills and valleys. You're going to look like your weight chart is going to look like an unprofitable company on Wall Street. It's not going to be a straight down line. That never happens. If that's what we're wanting, we'll never be successful. That's why I love our weekly timing chart. If I truly am having perfect days, I don't have to wonder if I'm losing body fat. I know that I am. And instead of just bathroom scales, get that cloth measuring tape out. Get a set of calipers. Get calipers and take your belly and pinch with calipers and write that number down and watch every week that will diminish. Then you can stay excited and stay encouraged. It's a trick because early on, don't matter how many times we talk about this subject, early on, you're so excited and losing so much. We get addicted to that. That just feels so good. It's like Charles and Sandy, when you see them tomorrow, you're going to see they're looking better than ever, but the weight loss has slowed down. So now it's a mental, you got to be just constantly, no, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. Because we like to see visual evidence on those scales that is coming off every day. And
The
here's
cloth tape was a real eye opener over the weekend for me.
Mm-hmm. You measured up, right?
I did. I did. And I'd lost like 1.5 inches in my girth, which is exactly where I need to lose it, right there in my girth. So that was fabulous. And that had only been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Compare your journey this time to last time. Do you remember in the journey last time that there were also some plateau times?
Oh, sure. But you know what? Because of the progress that is available on the website, you can go back and look at all time, and I'm losing right on pace. And, you know, when I first started back this time, I thought, okay, Cindy, you're 10 years older, you know, you're 57, you're not 47 anymore, blah, 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 blah. You know, all these thoughts were flooding into my head to kind of set me up to not be hard on myself, and that it has absolutely not been true. I have lost at the exact same rate.
Yes.
And weight wise, otherwise, I started walking like 2 months into this journey instead of 30, 40 pounds left to go. And so I'm sure that has changed measurement wise, you know, and I didn't keep all of, well, I don't think I have all that, but, you know, I'm sure that has changed things dramatically just because of what I saw just over the weekend. Because that up 2 ounces, down 6 ounces, down 4, I mean, it'll mess with your head for sure. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. It's about the journey. And if you can ever get the mindset that I'm not even doing this to lose weight, I've decided this is the way to eat and live, and I'm going to do it, and I don't care what the benefits or results are, then it all takes care of itself. You just, this is what I do, and I don't care if I lose a pound or not. And then before you know it, a year later, you've reached your goal. It all seemed like it. But when we're hyper fixated on a problem, the problem don't go away, and we want it fixed overnight. Again, that's a whole spiritual thing that you can unpack. Is none of us wanted to be here, and we beat ourselves up for being here, but it wasn't just us that got us here. You know, we did it, we ate it, yeah, but we could get unpack thoughts and feelings and all that. We were identifying with thoughts and feelings that weren't even our own. And then we were using food as a coping mechanism. And now that we want it fixed, we're in our right mind. Bible talks about different characters in the Bible getting in their right mind. We get in our right mind and we're like, I didn't want to be here. I want out of this now. It's like I'm dealing with situations, right? And I'm in my right mind and I want out of this mess. Well, I didn't get in this mess overnight. I'm not getting out overnight. And one day at a time, quit expecting, just keep at it, keep at it. And it's the same thing with our weight or whatever it is. There's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That is the journey. It's always that way. You get really lucky sometimes. You take 3, 4, 5 steps in a row, but a step back is coming. But don't keep walking backwards, for goodness sake. All right. I love the way I feel too, Lisa. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to pause. We're getting to the end. We can finish that up. It's about hemp bars, it sounds like. 1/3 of a hemp bar. We'll finish this one up. 1/3 of a hemp bar is a great meal replacement. It's the only all-natural bar that I know of on the market that's faithfully fit worthy too. It's fantastic. Hemp has almost all of the essential amino acids. It's just a great meal replacement bar. Yes, we can have Power Crunch and Quest and all those are good, but none is better than 1/3 of a hemp bar for overall wellness. And we'll tackle more of that in tomorrow's journey lesson. I wonder before we go today if there's any questions or comments. Don't forget at 12, we'll be doing our partner and Faithfully Fit session. We'll look at, we've already unpacked sleep and deep sleep. And today we'll take about 20 to 30 minutes and we'll go over the meal plan that helps optimize sleep. Any questions or comments?
Can you explain how to use the Nutritherm? The wellness company sent that to me, I guess, to fill my order,
Yes.
and I know nothing about it.
Yes, I love it. It's you definitely will heat up. Nutritherm is some very highly absorbable, clinically proven to elevate metabolism ingredients. It's already in Metabolic Health Peak Performance. I don't know if you're taking that one.
I am.
Okay, it's already in there. I wouldn't
Okay.
overdo it, but you can get more fat burn if you would like to increase the amount that you take by 1 capsule. Since it's already in there, I would take 1 capsule daily instead of the 2 that it recommends.
Okay. So take it with my peak performance pack.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Or as you need to pick me up later in the day, it will definitely give you some energy. So
Okay.
you might want to take your peak, and then before your PM pack, somewhere in between the day, give yourself a little extra boost with Nutritherm. I've been taking it along with my peak performance, and I've also been taking berberine, and I'm gonna get right back in the same shape I was, where I'm so skinny I got to jump around in the shower to get wet. So
Okay. Well, I'm hopeful
it
for
just
that day too.
works. Yeah, it just works. Glad that you're going to get to try it. When people ask me which one, Nutritherm or berberine, because berberine is going to help control blood glucose better. Anybody else? Everybody good? Hearts and minds clear? I appreciate all of our lifetime members. Thank you for tuning in. And I want to thank our partners and Faithfully Fit members for making a way for shibboleth to exist in this crazy economic, political time that we have. All small business have to make adjustment. And we appreciate y'all that you're seeing this more as a ministry. First and foremost, we got a long way to go, but I have confidence in God and y'all. And we're going to keep doing our best. We just really appreciate what all of you are doing to support it. You are saving lives, really, literally. All right, if everybody's clear, we'll meet our partners at 12, do some sleep work. Big week still going. Don't forget 21-day self-mastery is going on. People are nailing that. Just one day at a time, y'all. Be positive, look up, one day at a time. Support somebody else. I found that's the best thing to keep myself going. Support someone else. I just think God really blesses that. All right, we'll close out in a word of prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. One thing that I want to mention, we're setting up systems. Always check your spam folders and promotional folders so you're getting from us what you're supposed to get. If you have shopped in the Shibby shop over the last week and did not get your meal plan that comes with the Shibby shop, there's a host of meal plans. How to use that stuff for up to 1 pound a day weight loss. So if you didn't get that, check your spam folder. And if you didn't get it because our systems failed, reach out to Lisa and we'll get you that great meal plan. They're fun. They're rewarding. You'll enjoy using your product. You'll just have some really good weight loss because those products are made for weight loss, to support weight loss. All right. Thank y'all. We'll see some of y'all at 12. Bye, everybody.